Hello all, welcome to the lecture. Today we are going to see about the classification of internal combustion engines. Welcome to the lecture video on basics of automobile engineering. So engine is the major part of an automobile. Basically an automobile is defined as the self-propelled vehicle. The vehicle itself generates its own power to move. That is what the meaning. Here, engine is the major part of the automobile. Engine is the machine which converts the heat energy into a mechanical work. The heat energy is supplied to the engine by burning the fuel. The fuel can be a petrol or a diesel. So classification of IC engines. So here the IC engine, before going about the internal combustion engine, we must know about the external combustion engine. Here you can see the image that animates about the external combustion engine. Yes, steam engine is one of the example for the external combustion engine. Here the combustion, that is the burning, takes place outside part of the engine. So that is why it is called the external combustion engine. Whereas if the burning takes place inside the engine, then it is called internal combustion engine. Here in steam engines, they used to have burning of the coal that is takes place outside the furnace where the coal is loaded and it is heated. That heat energy is supplied to the water tank where it has a tubular form which carries water that is later converted into the steam by the application of the heat. So this is what the external combustion engine. Later, the steam is used to operate the piston for the forward and the backward motion. There is a reciprocating motion so that the steam engine is operated. So here it is the very good example for the external combustion engine. You can see the internal combustion engine. Here, as I told you earlier, here the combustion takes place inside the engine. So you can see here, there are different strokes that is called power stroke, compression stroke, exhaust stroke, intake stroke. So the sequence of stroke is first the intake stroke where the fuel enters inside the engine. Next is the compression stroke, and then after the fuel gets compressed, the medium that is present in the top of the cylinder or the engine used to spray the fuel or produce the spark inside the chamber, which ignites the fuel, and the fuel is efficiently burned, and due to the ignition the piston is forced to the bottom. So that is why it is called as a power stroke. Finally, the burnt fuel exits through the passage that is called exhaust valve. That stroke is called exhaust stroke. So this is how the internal combustion engine operates. So according to the operation, the engines are internal combustion engines are further classified into a two-stroke engine and a four-stroke engine. Yes. So the fuel used here is the petrol and another one is about the diesel. Coming to the components of the IC engine, that is internal combustion engine, you can see here the valve. Valve is the very most important component because it is the passage of the fuel entry and the burnt gas which exits the engine. So the valve is operated by means of a mechanism that is called cam mechanism. So this cam is operated by means of a shaft that is called camshaft. So the fuel enters inside the engine through an intake valve. Next, the burnt fuel exits the engine by means of the exhaust valve. Other than this, you can see the major parts: the combustion chamber, the cylinder block, connecting rod. The piston is connected by means of a connecting rod to the crankshaft. So this is how the parts are classified. Other than this, you can see the green color thing, that is the cooling water passage. So the engine is normally a heat generating machine where it has a more heat. So this heat to be dissipated by means of the water. So here the water is mixed with the coolant so that it is circulated in the through water jackets. So this is how it is dissipating the heat by means of the water. You can see the terminologies on the right hand side of the slide. There are different terminologies: top dead center, bottom dead center. That stroke is the traveling distance of the piston. the clearance volume, that is the combustion part of the engine. So these are the different terminologies that are used in the engines. Cylinder block is the major component which is made up of aluminum alloy or cast iron. Next is about the piston. The piston is made up of aluminum alloy again. The piston is used to transfer the heat energy into a reciprocating energy. You can see the crankshaft. The motion from the piston is transferred to the crankshaft by means of the connecting rod. The reciprocating motion is later converted into a rotary motion. Camshaft is used to operate the valves at the top of the engine. So this is how the valves are opened and closed by means of this mechanism. That's it about the video. Thank you.